Hi guys, welcome to another video. Yep, I'm back with my book trying to clear things up for you. So I had another video a while ago where I talk about the steps of Kundalini Awakening. Now here I want to talk about the 6 stages of Kundalini Awakening. It is a similar video, but I want to attack this from another angle to give you a better understanding of it. So, what are the 6 stages of Kundalini Awakening? Again, I'm going to list them and then I will discuss each one. So, stage 1 is the purifying and cleansing stage. Step 2 is the energy awakening stage. Step 3 is the emotional embodiment of everything. Step 4 is unity and empathy. Step 5 is unity to consciousness. And step 6 is gaining abilities. So step 1, purifying and cleansing. This step, you've already realized something else is going on. You've looked into Kundalini, spiritual awakenings. You realize the system is broken. It's not what you've been taught. But the purifying stage and the cleansing stage is when we need to really focus on our programming, focus on our ego, and let it go. It is where we want to figure out those blocks we have. Because if we know the blocks, when we go for the energy awakening, it makes the process easier. If we don't know them, it's not vitally important what they're from. But it's just understand that we have these blocks that we need to clear. We have shadow work that we want to do. I have a course on shadow work on theawakenenergy.com. And it's just purifying and cleansing yourself. It's rolling back the layers of brainwashing you have had from your parents, from your religious background, from your cultural background, from the institutional programming of school, of mass media, and just all these layers built up. And it's just a matter of starting to breaking them down, peeling back the layers of the onion, as it were. For then step 2, it is the energy awakening. We want to awaken first chi and prana, vital life force energy, universal life force energy, getting that flowing within our body, feeling it, controlling it, getting that energy to flow up our spine, clearing things out, getting it ready for the cosmic Kundalini energy, that Shakti energy rising from the root, which will rise, which will go up to your head. When Kundalini rises and it hits your brain, instead of having 2 hemispheres, it will become a fully single functioning organ together, those 2 sides balance and bond. And this can be very trying for people as the creative side tries to mix with the logical side. And it can be quite challenging for people if they haven't done the purifying and cleansing, going through the shadow work. Then we get to level 3, the emotional embodiment, the emotional balancing. Because as we have connected the brain, we have to understand that our energy, the way we have learned things, are tied to emotions. Emotion, energy, emotion, we're told that. But this isn't the case. Emotions trigger energy. Okay, so you fall in love with someone. You feel like you've opened your heart chakra. No. The emotions do not control the energy. This is where we have to learn. And we do this once the brain has balanced and fully connected. To separate the emotions from the energy. And this is why these pyramids of energy frequencies, they all tie them to the emotions. This is wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. It does correlate. But whilst your energy is tied to your emotions, you're not in control. You have to free your emotions, let go of your emotions, and focus fully on the energy to be able to embody it. And once you can do that, that brings us to level 4, unity and empathy. Because when you can detach your emotions from the energy, you can then start connecting to other people's energy. Whilst you're doing this with your emotions fully there, we are talking about sympathy rather than empathy. I'll give you a thing. One person yawns, another person yawns. A group of people, one person cries and so the other person cries. One person's feeling upset, your friends, and so you get upset with them. That's emotional ties. That is sympathy. That is not empathy. Empathy is feeling the level, the frequency of energy someone has globally or in a particular part of their body and feeling it within yours, or being able to send that energy. It is feeling their energy level. It is feeling their blocks. It is, and when you can do this, when you can connect on an empathic level, not a sympathetic level, with people, with plants, with animals, with mountains, with oceans, with prana with a capital P, with chi with a capital Q, then we feel unity. A unity of energy, of being one with everything on an energetic level. This enables us to go to level 5, unity of consciousness. First, we connect with the energy. First, it's Shakti. To then connect with Shiva, consciousness. Whilst we still have all our filters, everything is going to be filtered through, all the consciousness is going to be filtered through our filters. What happens here? Well, this is, so for example, you go to a medium gives you a reading, they see an entity, and immediately it's a negative entity. And it's bad, and it's fear, and it's because they are picking up on an energy and focusing it through their personal filters because they're still tied to their emotions and their ego, and giving you a conclusion about it. And the amount of people I have come across that have or have had an energy block, or perhaps an energetic entity around them, and they've been to mediums, and the mediums have said, oh, this is bad, this is fearful, this is blah, 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 which is just not the case. It's just something that needs to be cleared or connected to on a deeper level. It's not necessarily about clearing. If there is an energetic entity around you, as many mediums will say, oh, this is the devil, this is a demon. Well, it could actually be your ancestors. They could be screaming at you and shouting at you to connect deeper with them. And so these people with these filters, because it's screaming, it's shouting, they say, oh, it's terrible, it's horrible. And no, they're just shouting at you to try and get your attention. So as soon as you can connect with them deeper, all that tension releases and you have this deep connection to your ancestry. Yeah. This is the unity on a consciousness level. And it doesn't have to just be with ancestors, it can be with the collective consciousness. And that leads us to the ability, step 6, the ability to have abilities and the ability to connect to other dimensions that are not our regular thoughts. Now, when someone suddenly says, oh, this is a 9th dimensional training, walk away. Because if you look at science, and the scientific study, the human mind can only conceive to understand 6 dimensions. This does not mean you cannot connect perhaps to the 7th or the 8th, but it will be an observation of it. To try and comprehend it, to try and understand it, to try and get information from that, I'm not saying is impossible. I am just saying is extremely complex indeed. The 6th dimension is hard enough. 5th dimension is fairly easy with work. But by connecting to these dimensions, we connect our abilities. Yeah? What abilities am I talking about? Clairvoyance, clairaudience, precognition, out-of-body experiences, astral travel, remote viewing, all these things, the ability to control our body, even talking about, down to the Buddhist monks controlling your heat, Wim Hof controlling your heat, same thing. You will be able to gain the power over these things with practice. Now, of course, you don't have to awaken your Kundalini to do that. There are specific practices you can do. Look at Wim Hof. He does that. It doesn't mean to say you have to awaken your Kundalini for that. It just opens you up to all these abilities and you will be able to do them more easily. The one thing that happens with the abilities, in my experience, is that it is not clear cut. I cannot give you a list saying you will gain this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Different people unlock different abilities at different times. Telepathy, precognition. There's a huge range. And some people will naturally gravitate, not because they want to, it's just the way they are. They will gravitate to some and will acquire some. The others will take more work. We're talking about, of course, what in yoga they call the siddhis. Now, there are some fantastical siddhis and saying that you can fly. Now, depending on how you interpret that, can you fly? Is there an ability that you can fly physically with your body? In my experience, I haven't seen anyone fly through the sky physically like Superman. However, astral projection, out-of-body experience, your consciousness can fly around. So depending on how we interpret that siddhi, we could say many people have the ability. Everyone who astral projects, who has out-of-body experiences, has that ability. These abilities are not stuck only to Kundalini. You can gain them in other ways. Mediumship is one of those abilities. Downloading information. Yeah, clairvoyance. They are things we gain with Kundalini. Not only with Kundalini, but it opens us up to the broad range. The 6 stages: purification and cleansing, energy awakening, emotional balancing, connecting to the energy on a deeper level, unity and empathy, unity consciousness, gaining abilities. This is not an exhaustive list. If you want to know more about Kundalini, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you want to go deep and you want to awaken your Kundalini, come and take my integral energy program or my 3-month one-on-one intensive, or if you've done lots of preparatory work, my 1-week intensive on theawakenenergy.com. I'm here to guide you through the process. And to all those people that say, you shouldn't do this, you should just leave it as a divine grace of God. Would you try and ride a horse without taking lessons? I would say take some lessons. It's a far safer way to do it. But they can have their own opinion. Every opinion's valid. But personally, I say it makes it easier. Like the video, share it with people who you think might find this interesting as well, and I will see you in another video.